Hi, I'm Drex, and this is Introduction to Poi Spinning. In this video, we're going to cover the idea of a waist wrap, which is a fancy way of saying we're going to turn with a 3-beat weave, from forwards to reverse and back again. We're going to pass through positions in which the poi are both in wheel plane as well as wall plane, and it's going to require that we learn how to perform the 3-beat weave both in forwards and reverse directions. We're going to start off by learning the reverse weave, and we're going to do so using the same exercises that we used on the forwards weave. Begin with just a single poi, and have it turn in wheel plane, going in reverse. Next, stick your other hand forwards, and practice bringing the poi back and forth underneath that hand. When this feels relatively comfortable, at that point, when the hand that is rotating the poi is underneath your other hand, bring it around above the hand before bringing it back. So we want to practice the motion under, over, back, under, over, back, under, over, back. If you want to see this from the front, it looks like this. Under, over, back. Under, over, back. Under, over, back. Of course, you'll want to learn this with both hands, with your left hand going under, over, back, under, over, back, and then begin to practice with the two hands together, meshing the two movements. Next, we're going to try learning reverse 2 beats. So to start off with this, get your poi going in split time same direction, going reverse. To initiate this, we're going to let one hand go above the other hand. In this case, my left hand, the one that's white. As it goes to my right shoulder, my right hand is going to wrap underneath it. Remember, when we were going forwards, it was the hand that went under that initiated it. This time, it's the hand that goes over. Again, my left hand is going to reach for my right shoulder, and my right hand is going to reach underneath it. We're going to try and do that until it feels comfortable, and then try learning it with the other hand on top, having the right hand reach for the left shoulder, like so. Eventually, you want to get it to the point where you can do right hand under, reset, left hand under, reset, right hand under, reset, left hand under, reset. And then try and see if you can perform this without having to reset in between each one. Our final technique for learning a reverse weave is to turn the top of our body slightly to the left and splay our arms out. From here, we want to have the right hand go above and the left hand go under, wrapping around each other. We then want to turn all the way over to our right hand side and switch which hand is on top, having the right hand go under and the left hand go over, like so. We'll turn all the way back to our left hand side and have the left hand go under, right hand over, unwrapping and then rewrapping our hands. Turning again to the right-hand side, bringing the right hand under, the left hand over. As you do this, you want to practice having whichever hand is going under, continue to rotate for a moment underneath your armpit. As you turn, this will help you get around to the next position. Practice doing 1, 2, 3 beats before switching, 1, 2, 3 beats before switching on each side and work your way down to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. By the time you get down to a single beat on each side, you should now be in a full reverse weave. Now that you have both the forwards and the reverse weave down, it's time to learn how to begin turning between them. To begin this, start with your feet and shoulders planted and squared towards the wall in front of you. You're going to start off by taking your left hand and bringing it over your right hand, turning your upper body to your right. This should initiate a 3-beat weave. When you return back to the left-hand side of your body, you're going to let your hands open back up, and thus the poi come to a stop. To switch to the other side, you're going to bring your right hand underneath your left hand, like so, into a reverse weave, facing towards the left wall. You'll note, my feet are not changing as I'm doing this, I'm only changing which direction my upper body is facing. Again, when I come back to my right-hand side, I'm going to open back up and let the poi come to a rest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to practice having fewer and fewer moments between when I make those turns. So for example, I'll count off in my head 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, and turn to my right. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, and turn to my left. And then try 1 1000, 2 1000, turn to my right, 1/1000, 2/1000, turn to my left, eventually working your way down to the point where you can just go straight back and forth between them, like so. In which case, you're performing a normal waist wrap. Congratulations! Most people that I teach this trick to run into one of three major problems. Here's how to address each one of them. First and foremost, a lot of people when switching to either weave find that they're dropping into a 2-beat weave for a second. This is perfectly natural because the 3-beat weave is still something that's very new to us and may not feel completely natural. To resolve this, start off by drilling the 3-beat weave in each direction, getting no fewer than 10 repetitions forward and 10 repetitions reverse in before attempting the waist wrap. When you do get to the waist wrap, remember, the only place you're allowed to unwrap your arms is when you're in wall plane going between the two weaves. Otherwise, you should always be in a wheel plane place, with your hands twisted around each other. Next, a lot of people have problems remembering which is the lead hand when going from side to side, which is perfectly natural because it seems to be intuitive that if you're going to the right side, it should be your right hand that takes you there. Remember, when doing this, it's always the opposite hand that leads to a particular side. So if I'm turning to my right, it's always going to be my left hand that takes me there. When I'm going to my left, it'll always be my right hand that takes me there. Finally, many people find that they don't complete the turn in a normal way. That is, they start facing one direction and wind up facing 90 degrees off, rather than 180 degrees off. The fix for this actually is to pick two spots to find on opposite walls that will be the points at which you check in and shift focus whenever you make the turn. Wall to my left, I'll say, have a little tape mark on the wall. Wall to my right, I'll have another tape mark, and attempt to switch back and forth between those two tape marks, always checking in and making sure that my weaves are pointed to either of those spots. Another thing that can be helpful when getting down waist straps is to try and keep the poi spinning in split time same direction when you return to this wall plane place in between your turns. So from here, I can hang out for just a few beats before switching to the forwards weave on my right side, come back to the split time same direction place in wall plane before going to the reverse weave on the other side. Again, it's one of those things that you can use this to help you get through the turns. If this waist strap is feeling pretty comfortable, congratulations. Now it's time to learn it going the other way. I usually think of this as being the waist strap going in clockwise because when I have the poi in wall plane in front of me, in between the two weaves, they appear to be moving in a clockwise direction. You can also learn this going counterclockwise, in which case it's going to be your right hand that goes over, leading you to the left into the forwards weave, and it's going to be your left hand that goes under, leading you to the reverse weave on your right hand side. This is really important to get down because it opens up the possibility that you can do a complete 360-degree turn with your waist straps. It's also very helpful because it gives you access to more mobility, being able to turn back and forth as you see fit with your weaves. Waist straps are a really important concept for poi spinners to learn because they begin taking you from a place where you're just performing tricks to a place where you can begin to get your body movement involved in it. We'll start to look at transitions between tricks in the next video. Thanks for watching and enjoy the flow. Peace.